Hello and welcome to Tuesday's spelling lesson. Today we're going to be thinking about those ed endings again. So let's just remind ourselves of the three different sounds that ed can make. And I want you to listen really carefully to this because we're going to have to know those three sounds really, really well to be able to complete our work today.
Hello, my friend. It is me, E.D. But you can call me Ed. I make three sounds. Id, hunted. D, played. T, helped. What you talking about, fool? Your words are confusing the T. That's me. If you make my sound, then people are going to get confused. How will they know which of us to use? Why, it is easy, my friend. An ED will only go at the end of a real word. Here is a real word, and so I go at the end. But I am making the sound T. Help. T. Helped. The T is the only letter going at the end of these words. But if you take away the T, you will see that this is not a real word. Well, what about the D? For D, it is the same. This is a real word, and so I go at the end. But I am making the sound T. Filmed. Filmed. But these words have a D. But if you take away the D, then you will see that what is left is not a real word. So this is not the place for ED. Well, I get it now. The T and the D are part of a word. ED is only used if there is a real word already. Just listen to the T. There's no ED when you got me. That's the letter T. But the T won't be when there's a word already. So you can use ED instead of me. But it's the T that's keeping it real all along. Yeah.
There's also another quick one that I would like us to have a look at. And this has got Ed in it as well.
To his friends, Ed is just a normal, everyday kind of letter. Hi there, Ed. Hello, my friend. Hi there, Ed. Hello, my friend. Hi there, Ed. Hello, my friend. But what they don't know is that Ed is a time traveler. All that Ed needs to travel into the past is a word. But not just any word. It has to be a word that does something. You see, only a word that does an action can be used by Ed to travel back in time. These words are called verbs. Here is a word that is a verb. Happen. I wonder what's going to happen now. Happened. It has happened. Ed jumped onto the end, and the verb changed. The word has traveled into the past. Here are more words that are verbs. Ed will send them into the past. Look. Looked. Play, played. Want, wanted. Work, worked. Ed worked hard today. Or was it yesterday? If you need to send a verb into the past, remember to use ed, ed, on the end of the word.
Brilliant. So today we're going to be using all of this knowledge to help us sort some words. And I'm going to sort some words first, and then I'm going to leave you some words to sort for yourselves. So here we can see we've got the three sounds that ed makes at the top here. We've got ed when it makes the id sound. We've got ed when it makes the t sound. And we've got ed when it makes the d sound. Okay, so we're going to have to look at these words and decide where they need to go. So I'm going to start with this one here. I can see the real word is scan, scanned, scanned. What noise is ed making? Scanned, scanned. Well, the final sound I hear is a D. Why won't? Let's have a look. A scanned, scanned. Okay, I'm going to choose this one next. Hand is the word. Handed, handed. Does that make the id sound at the end, the t sound at the end, or the d sound at the end? Handed. I think it's making the id sound. Handed. Okay, let's have a go at this one here. Missed, missed, missed. I missed the party. What noise is ed making at the end of this word? Missed. I think it's definitely the t sound. Okay, let's have a go at another one. Let's have a go at mailed. I mailed a letter. I mailed it yesterday. Mailed, mailed. I think it's going to go over here. Mailed. Right, we've got some more. Let's have a look at smiled, smiled, smiled. What sound is Ed making at the end of that word? He's making smiled, the D sound. Smiled. Okay, I'm happy with those so far. Let's keep going. Sounded. It sounded amazing. Sounded. Sounded. What noise is Ed making at the end? Sounded. Id. It's making the id sound. Reached. I reached for the stars. I reached. Reached. Oh, I think Ed is making the t sound there. Looked. 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 I think he's making the t sound again there. And finally, we've got decided. Decided. What noise is Ed making here? Decided. He's making the id sound. Decided. Brilliant. I'm really pleased with the way I've sorted those. So on the sway, I have added this table here. You can either draw your own or you can print the one out, which is on the website. And then what I'd like you to do is to sort these words. So I would like you to sort them into the ones where Ed makes an id sound, the ones where Ed makes a t sound, and the one where Ed makes a d sound. I'm just going to read these through with you to help you. Okay, so we've got landed, wanted, needed, lived, tasted, skilled, smelled, mailed, asked, sounded, missed, jumped, looked, kicked, turned. So I want you to have a think about where they go. And then I'd like you to write the word in the correct place on the column. Now I would really like Red Group to find one of each sound and write it in the column. And everybody else, you can just keep going as long as you like. I would love you to be able to sort them all and write them out so that you are really secure with your knowledge of Ed. Okay, have fun doing that for me and good luck.